We have that wrong notion that everything has to be in the church. But as we start growing, start questioning things,
True.
we now notice that, okay, if all of us there to just pack ourselves in the church, who will be in politics?
True.
Who will be creating theories in education?
Sure.
Who will be in the health sector? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
So who will be in all those sectors? And it's so funny. It's so funny as Christians that we keep shouting that, oh, we want to take over the world. But when you want to step outside the church and do something great, it is still your fellow Christian that will be castigating you, criticizing you.
The way environment has structured some of us. So people may think, I don't have a purpose. Some people think I don't have a sense of fulfillment. Is there anyone on earth that was not created for something at all?
Saying that you don't have a purpose is an insult on your creator.
Hello, welcome to Question No Podcast, a segment of podcasts that will question everything about the church, African communities, and families. And I am your host, Ubong Johnny. It's good to have us here today. And in today's edition of Question No, we have a young man who is very valuable and resourceful to the world. Permit me to say that, of course, to the world. And his name is Mr. Aaron Solomon. It's good to have you here, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. If you are familiar with our videos, Mr. Aaron is not a new face with Question No, right? This is second time, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Coming here. All right, Mr. Aaron Solomon is an innovative educator. He's a founder of Egnesus and the host of events that caters for young people, teenagers, and young minds, young adults, and is also the author of the book 3Ds of Purpose. 3Ds of Purpose. It's good to have you here, sir. Please, may we meet you?
Yeah, thank you for having me once again.
Yeah.
Like you say, my name is Aaron. I'm an author. I wrote 3Ds of Purpose. When I started writing 3Ds of Purpose when I was in school.
Okay.
And what prompted me to write the book was the fact that I saw so many persons heading nowhere in a hurry, living their life based on the script that the society has given them. So when I came to school, being a Christian, when you are coming, the orientation the senior friend will give you is that if you're going to school, make sure you attended that NIFES or FCS, do this, do that, and the rest. And so long as you're doing that, you are fulfilling purpose. But as I got to school, I noticed that is far, far beyond. Because it only works for those who are called into the fivefold ministry.
Okay.
What about us that are not called into the fivefold ministry? Maybe you are called into education, to the educational field, or maybe you are called into tech and the rest. Will you be spending all your time in fellowship and the rest? So I prayed about it and I made up my mind I'm going to do a different thing. It changed a lot of things for me, and I felt that I need to document my experience, document my observation.
Wow.
So I started writing it, and this was my first book.
Okay.
I don't have any experience. So there was, you write, later you just dump it. Who's going to read this and the rest? So I kept writing till my service year. I was able to complete it, and I will launch it in 2020. And I'm really grateful to God. Like, the impact is crazy. I think this book gave me an international exposure.
Wow.
I won an international award for it in Malaysia, and let me say on a daily basis, I kept getting testimonies.
It keeps going from glory
getting
to
testimonies about the impact, how the book has impacted the life of people.
All right. Oh, wow. Great one. According to Miles Morone, the wealthiest place in the world is not the oil fields of Iraq or Iran. It's not the gold or diamond in South Africa. It's not our world banks, right? It is the graveyard, because this is the place people have died with undiscovered, untapped, unfulfilled purposes.
Yes.
And that brings us to the topic today is, why do you live? Why do you live? So we want to explore the subject of purpose. We want to explore the subject of purpose, because if this world is supposed to is supposed to get better, everyone have to come to the place where they fulfill purpose, where they come to a place that they bring something tangible to the table,
yes,
and bring value to the world, and the world will, of course, will be a better place.
Yeah.
All right, so let me bring this question. In your book, there are 3 Ds of purpose.
Yes.
The 3 Ds of purpose, and it is discover, develop, and deploy.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's give us an overview of this book as we try to get deeper to the book.
Okay. So I decided to structure it that way.
Okay.
To bring time into perspective. You understand?
Yeah.
Because we are different phases in life. So, the concept of purpose, the general concept of purpose has been what you are created to do,
okay,
your assignment on the earth. So, the general idea is that there's this one thing you are called to do. And you must keep looking for that thing until you find it. So, a lot of people have been struggling. What have I called to do? And I remember those years, we asked mentors, the only thing they tell us is just go and pray, and God will tell you what your purpose is. Or, you understand?
Yeah.
So the 3 Ds of purpose, I structure it that way. It's life are in 3 phases.
Okay.
You understand? The journey of purpose is in 3 phases. Okay. The first phase is a discovery phase. This is where you settle down to check, who am I?
Okay.
Why am I on earth? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you settle down to examine your life, check your passion, check everything that has to do with your life. So if you're able to spot that, okay, based on my study about myself, because we do a lot of studies about different things.
Okay.
But we don't pay attention to ourselves. We don't do studies about ourselves.
That's true.
So when you examine yourself and you feel that based on my study, this is who I am.
Yeah.
This is who I am.
Yeah.
So that is the first stage. The second stage is for you to develop yourself.
Okay, that which you have discovered.
Yeah, develop that which you have discovered. For instance, feel that, okay, I'm called into the educational industry, or maybe I'm called into the music industry.
Okay.
So just being called into, just knowing that you are called will not do anything. It's just an awareness. And that awareness is not that awareness that is going to change the world.
True.
So this is what you've discovered. You now have to settle down, develop yourself.
Yeah.
Develop yourself and become skillful at what you've discovered.
So it means you sharpen yourself.
Yeah. Then after that, you now begin to deploy, because your purpose is not meant for you; it's for others.
Wow.
Now you've developed yourself, you discover yourself, develop yourself. So you have to deploy yourself. Deploy yourself in the service of others.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes. So, I think the way the country is and the way environment has structured some of us, some people may think, I don't have a purpose. Some people think I don't have a sense of fulfillment. Is there anyone on earth that was not created for something at all?
No, saying that you don't have a purpose is an insult on your creator. Saying that you don't have a purpose is an insult. Because nobody will wake up, no manufacturer will wake up and say you want to create something without any intention.
Interesting.
Because your purpose is the intention of your creator. That is the simple definition of purpose. So saying that, the intention of your creator, the reason your creator created you. So saying that you don't have a purpose is an insult on your creator. Now, everybody has a purpose. You have a life purpose. But it's just that we've been given the wrong notion about the concept of purpose.
Okay.
And one of the things I advise people to start doing as an adult is to start checking the meaning of words for themselves, especially words that pertain, that is very, very critical in life, especially, for instance, passion, purpose, God. Because most times we unconsciously live our life based on what we've been taught.
Yeah.
And we don't even settle down to question all those things.
Yeah.
Who taught me this? What is the basis of this teaching? So we didn't even settle down. Like when we were growing up, like as a young person,
Yeah.
when I was growing up, concept of purpose centered around your service in church.
Yes, we are coming to that.
As your
Yes.
service,
If you're not in choir, you're not in ushering,
you're not serving, you're
not
not
fulfilling purpose. Yeah.
So everything we do, whenever you get that inspiration to do something outside the church, you try to kill it. Because it's a carnal desire. It's a carnal desire. So everybody has a purpose. You have a purpose.
Everyone has a purpose.
Yes.
So I think about 5 years ago, I went for an event, and then I heard a speaker said something that there are 7 mountains of influence. That is not the church alone. That you can be a great guy in the media. That there is sports. That there is science and technology. You can fulfill purpose in. So how does it look like to fulfill purpose outside the 4 walls of the church? We have guys who are digital marketers. We have guys who are traders in the online space, who are Web3 guys. And in some sorts, they fulfill purpose. So do you want to throw some light on this?
Okay.
Fulfilling purpose outside the church.
Yeah. So we need to understand why God created humans.
Okay.
For me, man has 2 kinds of purpose.
Okay.
Now we have the general purpose. If you look into the scripture, the Bible says that God created man in his own image to have dominion.
True.
That means to govern the earth on his behalf. So that is the general purpose.
Okay.
That is the general purpose. And if you check the Revelation, see that he created us for his pleasure.
Yeah.
So that is the general purpose. But if you check in governing the earth on his behalf, we fit into different sphere of life. Like the church is just an aspect of life.
True.
You are a spirit. You have a soul, and you live in the body. You get what I'm saying?
True.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the church focus on the spiritual aspect of your life, but there are other aspects of your life that, if not properly educated, can also affect every other thing.
Seriously.
So we just like you said, we have that wrong notion that everything has to be in the church. But as we start growing, start questioning things, we now notice that, okay, if all of us there to just pack ourselves in the church, who will be in politics?
True.
Who will be creating theories in education?
Sure.
Who will be in the health sector? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
So who will be in all those sectors? It's so funny. It's so funny as Christians that we keep shouting that, oh, we want to take over the world. But when you want to step outside the church and do something great, it is still your fellow Christian that will be castigating you, criticizing you. I remember when I started that journey, a lot of persons say, oh, you've lost your faith, you are not coming to this, you are not coming to that again, and all manner of stuff. But I'm really grateful to God that people are seeing the result.
Yeah.
And those who were against us those days were the one coming to learn from us now.
So what we mean is that purpose can be fulfilled outside the church.
Outside. The church is just an aspect of life.
Of it. So as much as you glorify God doing the general purpose, there is a specific purpose for every man.
Yes, there is a specific purpose. And we need to pay attention to that. Because that is what gives you fulfillment. That is what brings meaning to your life.
True.
You can't just wake up and say that, my purpose is just to be going to church. Maybe you stay long enough, you are committed, you become an elder or a deacon. No, life is beyond that.
Yeah.
Life is beyond that. So God put us there so that we can be of help to our fellow human beings.
True.
And in doing that, we fit into a different sphere.
Yeah.
Though we are all human beings, but you are unique.
That's true.
There are things you can do that I cannot do. And there are things that I can do that you cannot do. So it is that our uniqueness that makes us valuable. So our similarity brings us together, but it is our uniqueness that stands us out. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, sir. Let me still rally around the area of discovery purpose.
Yes.
So there are some people that don't know themselves. They don't know their personality. They don't know their temperament. How temperament plays in discovering purpose. Because for someone like me, when it comes to temperament, I'm a choleric. I'm a go-getter. I'm an activist. So how does temperament or personality comes in in discovering purpose? Because someone can be very quiet and things that. So help us. How do we navigate that?
Yeah, one thing we need to understand is that your design always reveal purpose. Design reveals purpose. The way you are designed can give you a clue to your purpose. You understand?
Okay.
Your design, like looking at this mic.
Okay.
You know that by design.
Yeah.
This is what it's meant to do. So God designed in such a way that everybody is unique. Like if you check the concept of temperament, like we have the choleric. Like for me, I'm a choleric, and I like doing my things. A go-getter. Then the sanguines are there who just make everything lively.
Yeah.
The sanguine will enter here today, and he'll be talking as if he knows everybody. Yeah, he knows them for a long period of time, you understand?
Yeah.
Then the phlegmatic is there. They are easygoing. They are easygoing. Those ones, when as a choleric, you need them.
True.
You need them. They are very, very supportive. Then the melancholy is there. Those ones, they are very critical.
Yeah.
They analyze everything. So God just designed us that way so that we can be relevant to each other, so that we can complement. And if you check very well, if you look at couples, most times they are opposite.
Yes, they are opposite.
If choleric marry choleric, then imagine a sanguine marrying a sanguine. Everybody want to talk and nobody want to listen. You get?
Yeah.
So our design has a way of revealing our purpose. So looking at your design, you can decode your purpose, but that is not all.
Yeah.
That is not all. It's just an aspect. But you need to have it at the back of your mind that your design can reveal your purpose. You are designed. God designed you the way you are for a particular purpose.
Yeah.
Whether you are tall or you are short, you are fair, all those things, God designed you for a purpose. It's for a purpose. It's for a purpose.
So looking at your book, there's a place about platform when you said, "Who you are plus what you can is because of who you are." Let me say that again. He said, "Who you are plus what you can is because of who you are." So you want to help us explain that?
Okay. Now, in self-awareness, in the journey of self-awareness, there are three things people need to pay attention to.
Okay.
Which is very, very important. Why you are.
Oh, wow.
Who you are and what you are.
Please, rewind.
Yeah. Why you are.
Why you are.
Who you are.
Who you are.
And what you are.
And what you are.
Now, why you are.
Why you are.
Deals with your purpose. Then who you are deals with your identity. And what you are deals with your work. Now, in that book, I see something about platform and purpose. Now, people try to mistake platform to be purpose.
Okay.
Like platform, I'm talking about what you are.
Okay.
Like your platform. For instance, if you're in church, and maybe you're a pastor, that is your platform. That is what you are. But saying that your purpose is like I know one of my friend, I asked her, "What is your purpose?" He said, "My purpose is to be a writer." I say, "Writer of what?" And she couldn't answer me. So people need to understand that your platform are just channels via which you express your purpose. Like what you are, your work, what you do is not your purpose, but it can be an expression of your purpose. Now, your purpose is why you are, which can influence the many things you can do at different phases of your life.
So that means purpose is not a one-way thing.
It's not a one-way thing. If you see purpose as a one-way thing, you are going to really struggle in life. You're going to really struggle. And that is a wrong perception of purpose. That is one of the myths of purpose. That there's this one thing you are called to do. And you must keep finding that one thing. But there is no one thing you are called to do. There are many things you can do within the context of your purpose. At different levels of your life, at different phases of your life. Like what I'm doing today is not what I was doing 10 years ago. Likewise to you.
True.
So as you keep growing, improving, and sometimes it can be one thing, but you are doing it at different levels and in different forms. Like for me, I felt that I'm called into the educational industry.
Okay.
And I started my journey as a class teacher, teaching. That was 2014. I was teaching. Then from there, started running home lessons. Then noticing that the thing is growing. So I have to start a tutorial center.
Okay.
Started doing that. So it came to a point when I was about graduating, I felt that I need more. I need more. I need to do other things. Because I was also considering that I'm no longer a boy.
But yeah.
The responsibility don't they grow. You need to do something.
Yeah.
So I settled down and I started thinking. I prayed about it, which I'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
And I felt that, okay, what can I do that is closer to what I'm doing now? Said that, okay, I like reading a lot and I like anything called book. So why not try writing? So that is how I eventually into writing.
So the journey evolves and progresses.
You know, when some persons, like some of the people, some persons that I coach in writing, they do tell me, oh, I used to write very well when I was young. That writing has been my thing. So Benny, nothing, no. If someone tell me prior to that time that I'll be a writer, I'll be an author today, I'll tell the person that is just lying. That's why I keep telling some persons that they should try to lower that tension of, I want to find my purpose. Learn to be intentional about life. Just learn to live. Learn to live. You get what I'm saying? You need to learn to live. I wasn't looking for writing. I just felt that, okay, what can I do? So, and what even brought me into writing was not purpose, now money. I was looking for money. I need to pay my bills and the rest.
Yeah.
So along the line, I noticed that I started seeing a bigger picture in this writing, that this thing that is giving money, I can also do in such a way that it can impact life. And that is what birthed
the 3Ds.
The 3Ds of purpose. So people need to understand that there's no one thing.
Yeah.
That you don't need to keep chasing that one thing. Learn, like, there's a man to say that if you want to discover yourself, just pour yourself into the service of others. Pour yourself into the service of others. Go out there. Instead of sitting down, you are waiting, oh, what is that thing going? No, just try whatever you need to try. And say, while you are doing all those things, pay attention to the one that resonates with your soul.
Wow.
Pay attention to the one that resonates with your soul. Resonate with your soul.
Yeah.
That is valuable to humanity and it gives glory to God. True. And it gives you fulfillment. If it's valuable, people can pay you for it. So I started doing the writing. Like today now, I've made a lot from writing. I'm making impact and at the same time making fortune.
True. All right, sir. You made mention of working your work. Okay. I think in the book,
yes,
there's a difference between your work and your job. So, is there a similarity or is there connectivity with purpose, your work and your job?
Okay. Like in my current book,
okay,
the current book I'm working, I said to debunk that idea.
Okay.
But when I was writing this book, I borrowed this idea from Mas Morel. He talks about your work as what you do, what you are created to do.
Okay.
What God created you to do.
Okay.
Then your job is what you do to earn a living.
Okay.
You are just doing to earn a living. But there's something I've understand now, that instead of we trying to demarcate, just trying to give it names, that this one is your job, this one is your work. We need to start focusing on the essence. We need to start focusing on the essence, because sometimes what is you even call your job, you can find purpose in it. It's just that you need to see a bigger picture. No, most persons felt that work is what you do to just earn a living. So you just come there, you are not putting your heart into the stuff. But when you start seeing work as life, and start seeing a bigger picture, even what you are doing now that you feel that there's no fulfillment, it's just that you're not seeing a bigger picture, because as human beings, we want to belong to something bigger than us. We want to belong to something bigger. And that's why, as a leader, your job Your job is to make sure that your followers understand the bigger picture of whatever you guys are doing. True. How it impacts people, not just what they are getting, the pay they are getting. So instead of focusing on is your job, like writing was my job. But along the line, I find purpose in doing it.
That's true.
I find purpose in doing it. Like I said, your work is more like a channel. So I felt that these things I'm called to do, for me, I'm called to help people discover, develop, and deploy their potential. I just want you to be what God has created you for. So I noticed that, this thing I do talking, I can also do via writing. And that is what birthed the 3Ds.
Wow. So what we mean is that you can marry both your job and your work. That is having a bigger picture. In fact, I think the Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. So if you see it, you can run and marry both. I think we have few guys in the world who are doing both, who both are interrelatably and they're helping each other. All right, let's go down to the very subject of how to discover purpose. So in this book, you've mentioned the 4 P's of how to discover purpose. You made mention of passion, your pains, prayer, and what was the 4th one again? Okay, I think you help us mention them. But let's dive deeply in how, because someone watching here is asking, I know, since you say I have a purpose, since you say God has created everyone for a purpose, what is that thing? Or how can I find, or how can I discover, or how can I find my purpose?
I think the best way to reframe that question is, how can I know my purpose?
Know my purpose, okay.
Because when you say find, it looks like your purpose is outside you. You get? Your purpose is not outside you. It's something within. But we live in a very noisy world that people don't pay attention to their souls. They don't pay attention to their soul. You know, on a daily basis, you are getting distracted by social media and so many things. So a lot of people are not paying attention to their soul. So somebody paying attention to his or her soul, you won't have problem. You will not have problem, whether you're a Christian or not. If you check some of these guys that are not born again, they have that sense. They have that sense of purpose because they pay attention to their purpose via meditation. These guys can meditate for like 2 hours, 3 hours. So, and to do that, you are in touch with yourself. So, for me, I came up with what I call the arenas of purpose. That is the areas that you can look into, areas that can point out, that can give you a clue that, okay, this is what you are created to do. Number one, I mentioned passion, which is a general thing we know. Yeah, your passion is not your purpose, but your passion can point you to your purpose. Because your passion is what excites you. True. These are the things that I say something today, that passion is a driving force deposited in us to propel us in the journey of destiny. So your passion is more like the traffic light. It gives you signal on what to pay attention to, because people need to understand that passion is not static.
Oh, wow.
Passion is not the passion you have 10 years ago is not it's not the same with the passion you have today.
That's true.
That's why I say it's more like a traffic light. And for me, the way I use passion like a traffic light. I notice that it gives me clear on what to do and what to stop doing. You know, when you say red, you know you're going to stop.
Yeah.
So when I was doing that coaching, home lesson from house to house, there was a point I get satisfied. This is something that was giving me joy, running up and down every day. So I get satisfied. I lost the passion, and a new passion came in. Going to writing. So most times, some persons, there are some things you used to do before that is giving you joy, but it's no longer giving you joy. It's not that you are failing. You need to start paying attention to your soul that, okay, what next?
What next?
What's next? What's next? It may be that, okay, you've come to the end of that service. You understand? You come to the end of that service. So your passion gives you a clear, you understand?
Yeah.
Then your pain, and you know, saying that your pain is not your purpose, but you can find purpose in your pain. There's something I discover, your pain leaves a deposit of solution in you for a particular need.
Wow.
That's why you notice that if you've been through something, it becomes very, very easy for you to pull others out from that same situation.
Because you've been there before.
You've been there. So there's this empathy you have. So many persons have find purpose in their pain. And sometimes it may not even be your own pain. It may be the pain of other person, someone close to you. Like I read the story of this woman in United States of America, Elizabeth Blackwell.
Okay.
She was the first woman to earn a medical degree in those days. And medical profession used to be the thing of is mainly for men. So women, the common job they do is teaching and taking care of kids and the rest. Now the passion came. She was motivated to study medicine when she lost her friend.
Okay.
Her bosom friend. And before the friend died, he said something. He said that hadn't been she was treated by a female doctor, should have gotten some relief. Her case wouldn't have even gone to this extent. So the woman felt pain that I need to go into this.
Are you serious?
It was a war. It was a battle for her. She will apply, they will disqualify her. She will apply, they will disqualify her. So she find purpose in the pain of her friend, and that is how at the end she was able to go to school, and she now paved way for other persons. You can see it now that your pain is not your purpose, but if you are sensitive, you can find purpose in your pain. You can find purpose in your pain. Then the third one is problem.
Oh wow.
Problem. The problem you are created to solve will always be a concern for you. It will always be a concern to you, like the what you are created to, the problem you are created to solve. And there's something I've noticed that God gives you intuitive wisdom and knowledge in the things that He has created you to the problem He has created you to solve. Like for instance, someone was asking me. I went to a church on Sunday, and someone was asking, when he saw my work, he was asking, what did you study? I told him that I study religion, and currently I'm studying philosophy. See, what has philosophy got to do with this? You get? So these are, currently I'm doing my PhD, but all the things I'm doing is outside what I'm studying. But if you observe, you see that I have this wisdom that even those who went to study these things don't have. So God will always give you intuitive wisdom, intuitive in the sense that you don't learn it, you just know. As you are, there are some things you just know, nobody teach you, and you just be wondering, how did you get to know this? So God gives you that intuitive wisdom and knowledge in to solve the problem He has created you to solve.
Amazing.
You get what I'm saying?
Amazing.
So then,
so let's stay some yes for a while. So people should take notice of problem around them, because God might be speaking through that problem.
Yeah, like for instance, now if someone maybe just step in now and ask us to analyze what we see here, you'll be surprised that your view will be different from my own. So if someone to ask, what problem do you see here? I'm going to see a different problem. I'm only going to see what I'm wired to solve, what I'm wired for, and you're going to see what you are wired for.
True.
So people are not, most time people don't pay attention. They just follow trend. You're not going to succeed by following trend, though.
Yeah.
You're not going to succeed by following trend. If you really want to succeed, you have to pay attention to the things that makes you unique. So you, like, when I left my state and I moved to you, one of the things I made up my mind to do is that I was not going to teach again. In fact, I will have nothing. I will not have anything to do with kids and teenagers. That I'm going to settle down because I like writing. I just stay at the comfort of my house, write, do whatever I want to do my research, and I make my money. But I felt something dying in me. And anytime I move, I see problem related to young people. I felt that, you know, if you dodge this, you have to go back to the blueprint. You understand? So people need to start paying attention. What are the things? There are things like, there are some children, naturally, you see them repairing things.
That's true.
They'll dismantle things like this, repair it.
Yeah.
they have this intuitive knowledge. There are some persons, you have issue, you talk to them. There's the way they talk to you and you feel very relieved. Like there are some persons, when you bring an issue to their table, or maybe you have an idea, they have a way of making you see a bigger picture. I have a friend like that.
Yeah.
And for me, I know that like I have this, I've observed that I can motivate people to do a lot. Like you want to do something, like you cannot be around me and not be doing something great. So it's something that you are wired for. People need to pay attention to what are the problems that pulls my attention.
Yeah.
It's pulling my attention, but it does not even concern you. You're not even bothered about it. So you need to settle down, looking into that and see how can I solve this problem.
Wow.
Then the fourth one is the arena of prayer. And I want to say something very, very important. You know, when you mention prayer, people felt that it's a religious thing, especially when you live in Africa. We have a wrong notion of prayer. So we see prayer as an avenue to kill our enemy. And we see prayer as an avenue to ask God for something. And that's why, I've heard some person say, you see, if you move to abroad, you will not be praying the way you are praying in Nigeria. Yeah, I understand the angle they are coming from, but they still have a wrong notion about prayer, because prayer was not meant for all those things. These are byproduct of prayer. The essence of prayer is for fellowship. And two things happen in the place of fellowship: speaking and listening. These are two angles. Yeah, you speak
and you listen.
You talk to that being you call God. You understand?
Yeah.
You talk to God and you listen to him. In Africa, we only talk to God. People don't pay attention to meditation. If I study religion, like there's no religion that don't pray.
That's true.
If you study Asian religion, they pray, but they focus more on meditation. And for me, I see meditation as one of the highest form of prayer. One of the highest form of prayer, because that is where you get to hear the other person.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just come and complain. And you not pay attention to
the feedback.
God. Now, why did I say so that the arena of prayer, you can find your purpose in the arena of prayer? I say so because there are some of your assignments in life is going to come as divine instruction or divine inspiration. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about God, a lot of people try to run away from God because they felt that when you come to God, it's going to give you a different thing. But I've settled down to think. Imagine working with someone who knows your end from the beginning.
Really?
Who knows your end from the beginning?
Yeah.
What you call your future is already a script.
That
is his own script. Your future is his own intention. No, imagine having someone who knows your end from the beginning. Partnering with that person. So the day I got to discover that, my life changed. I say this journey, if I'm really going to do well, then I need to work with this person. I need to work with this person. So in the place of prayer, because the journey of purpose, sometimes the journey of inquiring, what do you have me doing? Like if you check the scripture, the Bible says why these guys were praying. God says, set apart for me Barnabas and Paul for this work. They were not thinking about it. But in the place of prayer, I say something that your purpose is not that one thing you are called to do. There are many things you can do.
Yeah.
But you see, the good thing about prayer, the prayer helps you to know the one you should be doing at the right time. Because
prayer helps you to know the one you should be doing at the right time.
It's not just what you do. If you do the right thing at the wrong time, you're going to get the wrong result. You're going to get the wrong result. So for me, I've applied this and it works a lot for me. Like during my birthday, like my birthday is on the 30th of April, I dedicate like a week to go and spend time with God, pray, read. Like during that period, I don't do much activities. I don't talk to people and the rest. I talk to myself and I talk to God. God, thank you for where you brought me from. What's next? What do you have me doing? What do you have me doing? What should I be doing now? Sure. If I didn't hear anything, then it means I'll continue what you're already doing. Like some of the, one thing about doing that is that it gives you confidence. A lot of people ask me, you are too confident. You know, I'm confident. I know who is backing me. So even when you think that this thing is not going to work, I know who told me that I should do this thing. He has never failed. For instance, you saw the Young series that we launched on the 1st of March.
Yeah.
Now that idea came 2023 when I was having my retreat. So it dawns on me that it's time to step up. I need to start solving individual needs, to start solving national needs, meeting national need and global need. And I say, okay, how do I go about it? Say, okay, come up, look at the issues in the education, look at the problem, and come up with creative solution. So I said to start studying, and this is what birth.
And the place of study is very important.
The place of study is very, very important. Very, very important. Like, if God tell you you're going to be this, that God tell you that you are going to be this, does not mean it's going to happen. You also have a role to play.
Sure.
We'll come to that.
Yeah.
We'll come to that. You have a role to play. So prayer is very, very important. It gives you direction.
Yeah.
It gives you direction. So that arena of prayer helps a lot.
Wow.
Like pain and some persons may argue that, I've been praying now. I've been praying. But you are doing one side of prayer, just talking to God, but you don't listen. I mean, ask some person. Some person cannot settle down to meditate for 5 minutes.
Rush in and rush out.
Some people cannot even focus on one thing for like 2 minutes. So how do you want to find yourself? How do you want to find yourself? So prayer for me is very, very important. There's nothing religious about prayer. Prayer is a place of fellowship. Imagine you having a relationship with the president of the nation.
Guy, how do you want to survive him?
You understand? Yeah. So no, now people, how do you want to live life without God? How do you want to live life without God? Someone who wrote your script, who knows your end from the beginning, who can touch the heart of people in your favor. Oh, in your favor. Like, no, it has changed. That's why I'm not scared of anything. Because you know who is backing you up. Wow. So that arena of prayer is very, very important. After checking all those things, you need to pray prayer of inquiring. God, what do you have me doing? You own this life. This thing I call my future is you already know it. So I know the plan I have for you. Is it trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge the Lord and He will direct. See, speed is nothing without direction. Ski is nothing without direction. You haven't to see a lot of skillful persons struggling, running from this thing, just splitting their energies everywhere. But just spending a whole, I keep telling people, you see, all this problem that is making you to run up and down from one prayer house to another. If you can just take a break, lock up yourself, you can even go to a hotel, stay there for 2 days. You will get the solution, accurate solution. You will know exactly what to do. Wow. But when you are being beclouded by your emotion and think that, this thing is going to kill me, meanwhile, it's just nothing. So for me, prayer has been very, very helpful in the journey of purpose, giving me a clue that, Aaron, focus on this. Like for now, I'm paying attention. I've decided to let go of so many things. Like the writing I was doing for individual, and I just have to quit a lot and start building what God asked me to build. And He's already proven Himself. Doing something that we're now having a global recognition and the rest. See, God knows everything. He does. Learn to walk with Him. While you talk to Him, also learn to listen to Him. The place of meditation. Yes.
Wow. So the 4 arenas of purpose that can be discovered is passion, according to the 3 Ds of purpose by Mr. Aaron Solomon. Passion, problem, pains, and prayer. And these are the 4 arenas we need to pay attention to. And he has said so much that in the place of prayer, what we do here is that we always pray, we bind, we cast, without knowing if God has actually asked us to bind or cast. Okay, so let me come to this point where some people might have discovered their purpose, they might have developed their purpose, but there's a sense of fear, sir. What will people say? How will I do it? What will become of me? Nobody's in my family have ever done it. What will people say? So how do we deal with fear? Because I can remember the case of Moses where he was sent to go tell a big guy who was like the world power at that time, let my people go. And he said, how will I do this? So how do people face fear? For people who might have discovered their purpose and developed it, how do they overcome the power of fear?
Thank you for that question. That question is very, very critical. I know a lot of people are asking this question. A lot of people are asking this question. So many persons have asked me, Aaron, how do you do all these things? Are you even scared at all? The thing is that the journey of purpose is a journey of faith.
The journey of purpose is a journey of faith.
It's a journey of faith. If you are not scared, then it's not even purpose. If you are not scared, because God will always tell you to do something that is bigger than your current level. If what you want to embark on doesn't scare you, just forget it, just mere ambition. If it doesn't scare you, that fear is a proof that...
Child, I'm remembering when I'm supposed to do that. It's scaring myself now.
Oh God! I went to is it last week? I went to meet my mentor, so to share some stuff with him, like my current progress and the things that I want to do.
Okay.
And when I discussed with him, he asked me one question: Aaron, why are you scared? There are things I didn't even tell him. Why are you scared? You see some of those things. That's why you need, one of the things I tell people is that learn to work with people who are already living in the reality of what you desire to become. Because if you follow social media, you will die. You will die. You will die because people only paint their results there. But you don't see their pain. You don't see their failures. And my mentor was just telling me, this is someone that, I said, this man does the break ground like and all those. So I say, Aaron, see, there are meetings I ever put him. There are meetings I organize. There are 3 days the meeting, nobody has paid. Okay. So you are thinking, how am I going to pay my flight ticket? How am I going to do this? But he will still go by faith, and the meeting will still happen. So it's a journey of faith, like the Young series. I settled down to calculate what I've spent. I've spent over 2.something million to run that.
Put that event.
But how that thing came to be is what I cannot even understand. So it's a journey. One of the things I noticed is that God respects your action. God and life respect your action. Sitting down and thinking, you see, you have to exercise a level of foolishness if you want to really fulfill destiny.
That's true.
See, if you are too smart, I was listening to someone yesterday that's why I noticed that smart people, they don't really make progress because they analyze a lot. Say, you see, this person has done this, this person has done. You know how these things will not work. But why not ask yourself, what if this can work?
It can work? Yeah.
So you see me, the way I am like this, like there's something I want to do now, there's something we are working on now, and I'm scared, but I'll still do it. Now some person, like before, to even speak like this is a big deal. It's a big deal for me. Like that sometimes I'm going for a deal and I'm scared. You can even see that I'm shivering and the rest, but I still go. I say, oh boy, see, if you like, check. Anything that will happen may happen.
You will still go.
And I still go honoring that. See, there's a way you live your life, the devil becomes so scared of you. So for someone out there that God has given you the vision, God has given you, you need to go and do this. For instance, someone asked me, how much are you earning that you're able to, you finish your master, you are doing your PhD. Sometimes, most times when I style those stuff, I don't have a dime. But the only thing I have is money to buy the form. I just buy the form. But along the line, the money will just come. It's a journey of faith. If you are not ready, like in the world, we call it risk. If you are not ready to risk things, ordinary people, they are scared of everything. They are scared of everything. So if God has called you, or maybe you perceive that you need to do so and so, that you need to start your own business, you need to go and learn so and so in preparation for what you believe that God wants you to do.
Yeah.
You need to take that action first. For me, I prefer doing something and I fail than just staying, analyzing, not even trying it. You live in regret for the rest of your life. I don't want to live in regret. At least I know I tried this thing.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out.
Wow.
So that fear, like a lot of people are stranded. A lot of people are living in the shadow of themselves because they are scared. They just you will not have a power, especially in this country now, that on a daily basis, things are going bad. Things are going bad. Say you want to start this. Oh, you hear news that this thing has gone to so and so, but you just have to take that step of faith. If it's God's vision, there is always a provision for it.
Wow.
There is always a provision. Yeah.
Amazing. All right. So I trust that you've enjoyed this session of podcast with Question or Podcast. If you have a question in any way that you think we've not touched, you could please join the comment section and please type in the question and let's hear your view on this subject matter. As we bring this particular pod session to a wrap, please, what's your last final word for people about the subject of purpose?
Okay, I think the last thing I want to say is that people should learn to live and stop this unnecessary quest or chase of purpose. Purpose in this context that I'm called to do this, and the rest. My advice is that pour yourself into the service of others. Give value. Give value. And there are some persons who felt that what they are doing currently is outside their purpose. Sometimes you may be right, and sometimes you may be wrong, depending on your perspective. Maybe you may not be seeing the bigger picture. There was even a man that he wanted quitting his job so that he can start evangelism because he felt that he's not winning soul where he's working in a secular job. But someone had to sat him down and explain to him, make him to see a bigger picture of what he's currently doing. So sometimes it may not be that you are not fulfilling purpose. It's just that you have a wrong notion. So one of the things I want to tell our viewers is that, some people ask, how do I know I'm fulfilling purpose? For me, I have three metrics. I have three metrics. If you observe that your answer is yes, your answer is yes to this three questions, forget about I want to find this, I want to find that. One of the things that you ask yourself is that, does what I'm doing give glory to God? Okay. Because we are created to give glory to your maker. Does it add value to humanity? And does it give you fulfillment? If you can pass these three metrics, then you are doing the right thing. You just need to do it maybe in a different form, on a higher level. And if it's adding value to humanity, definitely the world is going to reward you. The world is going to reward you. And if it's giving you fulfillment, it's going to go a long way. Because for me, all those things I do, I don't consider it as work. As a matter of fact, when I stop doing all those things, I usually go down. I usually break down. Some persons break them down, but for me, not working. Like I can feel very bad when I'm not working. So that is my advice for them. Find just whatever your hand, just like the Bible say, whatever your hand find doing, just do it with all your might. But while you are doing all those things, pay attention to the one that resonates with your soul. Pay attention to the one, because is not funny doing something that is killing you on a daily basis. There are some person we have to be frank. Yes. What they are doing, notice that it's just killing them. It's just killing them. They are
depressed on the Monday morning.
They are depressed. Nothing is giving them joy. They are making the money, but nothing is giving them joy. So if you are such person, you need to settle down. Maybe it may be that God wants to step up and get into what you are called to do, or you may need to settle down and analyze that how can I find purpose in what I'm already doing. Yes.
Amazing. All right. Thank you very much, our amazing viewers. You would agree with me that you don't want to join the billions or millions of people dying on a daily basis and without fulfilling purpose. You don't want to join the people who leave the earth without leaving a legacy that is worth emulating. In fact, there's a particular hymn that says, only be remembered by what you have done. As the time passes, you all leave this earth. What will be what people remember you for? It will only be by purpose. Purpose is the legacy that will speak for you, even if when you are out of this earth. Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget that here at Question No Podcast, we question the norm and we challenge the status quo. Thank you for joining us. See you next time. Bye for now.